Hello, everyone. Welcome to #GotMoney, another burning show. Burning show. Yes, burning show with my favourite solicitor in Melbourne, Melanie Heffernan from Southeast Lawyers. Melanie sent me a text last night. As you know, we have possibly covered home builders scheme maybe 20 times in the last year. Pretty excited about it initially. Then we started pulling it apart, and in the end, we shot it with a gun. But anyway, yesterday, God love the Scott Morrison government, we got another announcement. Melanie sent me a text and said, hey, we got to talk about home builders. And of course, I vomited into the closest bucket. And I said, absolutely, let's do it. So, Melanie, what's happening with home builders? Do tell.
Well, a couple of things. So just a couple, just two. So the government has realised that it is not possible for builders to start all of these projects
in one day.
No, or even by the 31st of December. So They have extended the home builder program till the 31st of March 2021, so March next year. However, the people who sign up between the 1st of January 2021 and the 31st of March, they get a lower rate. So they get 15,000 rather than the full 25 that those who have already signed up or will sign up before the 31st of December. So that's interesting because I think you're going to see a flurry of people try and get into the market before the end of the year.
You know what's funny, Melanie? You're going to laugh. There's no land.
I was going to ask you about the land, what that's looking like.
My sister rang me today and she's like, there's no land. I said, I know, there's no land. And if there is land, and I circle this and caveat it with, if there is land and it's going to be titled, one would strongly suggest that you look at that with a very critical eye, because there is just no land. And if there's a scrap of land out there that's got a title on, I would suggest there's a bit of a problem with it, a little bit of an anomaly that nobody's going to mention. So make sure your lawyer goes through it. Or you can ask Melanie Heffernan to have a look at it because she's with Southeast Lawyers. Have they extended? Can I ask you, have they extended it to, has it been extended to permanent residents, or is it still for citizens only?
Still for citizens only, no changes to those qualifying events. The basic changes are lengthening the period and then reducing the amount that is available for people in the new year. And they're anticipating that there are going to be 42,000 new builds and renovations that take the benefit of this scheme. That is about $920 million of taxpayers' money. So look forward to that.
So the other problem is, it's nice that they're going to do this, but if there's no land, how do they, then what they need to do is, in actual fact, they need to extend the period for title, don't they? Yes. Because there are properties out there that will be titled by, I think it's March, the cutoff date, isn't it, when the land has to be titled. But if they pick that up and they move that out to August, September, then at least there's something for other people to buy. Do you agree with that?
So the March 31st date is only for signing the contract. It's not for completing. And that's actually the second change that they've made, is that you now must commence building, so essentially footings, within 6 months of signing your contract. So you've got longer now. So if you sign on the 30th of March, then you're going to be able to take all the way out to September. So
your land
everybody gets the benefit of that, even people who have already signed up.
So as long as your land titles between March and September and you sign before March, you're actually on your way. So it does extend the title time period. Oh, God, that's good. You know what we noticed, though, Melanie? We noticed as soon as they made the decision in Victoria to extend the time frame, because we had our long lockup, or lockout or whatever they calling it now.
Lock in.
Lock in. No haircut is what I call it. A lot of the developers started saying, yeah, we're going to be titled in March. We're going to title March. Now, what people need to understand with developers, if they say they're going to title in March, it's an estimate. It does not.
A wish.
It's a wish list. It's like, I wish Santa would come up that chimney or down it or in any way he wants, but he may not. Please be. And if your land agent's saying March, it's just a guess and it's an estimation, and whatever you do, don't bake any cookies or pray near it, because it's highly unlikely they'll get it done. Actually, I shouldn't say highly unlikely. We'd like them to get it done. Okay, so that's home builders.
Oh, wait, one more thing.
Oh, no, there was more.
Yes, sorry, I didn't mention a third, that the price caps have increased in reflecting that you cannot buy cheap property in Victoria. The price cap was you couldn't buy, what was it, 750,000 and less you had to buy for a brand new build.
Yep.
Now they've moved it up 100,000, so 850, which is good.
Okay, so that leads. Okay, wait.
Liz's next question is going to be: won't we just see the prices jump by $100,000?
It's like you live in my head in a freaky way. Yeah, like, isn't that that's all they're going to do? Well,
we don't know. I mean, we're already seeing a flurry of activity coming out of lockdown. I don't know what you're seeing in the market, Liz, but we're certainly seeing on the conveyancing side that people are spending a lot of money on properties that they could have picked up $100,000, $200,000 cheaper while we were in lockdown.
You know, and you say to people, it's a great time to buy now. And what they think is they think you're having a laugh or you're trying to pull their leg. And in actual fact, you're not. It's called good advice. Okay, so here's the other quandary, right? It's just not the other quandary. What's the other announcement next to this? Because this actually helps, doesn't it? We're talking stamp duty.
Yes, so stamp duty is the next one. So the Victorian State Revenue Office are handing out reductions for contracts that are signed after, I think it was the 24th of November, the date the budget came down, until the 30th of June next year. So it's for properties up to $1 million, and whatever stamp duty you would regularly pay, minus any discounts you would already get, you will get 50% again off for new builds and 25% off for existing properties. So the way that it would work
something. No, but please go on.
So the way that it would work is, say you bought a $620,000 house. So you would have missed out on the waiver of stamp duty because you were over 600, and you would have had to pay about $32,000 in stamp duty. So now you will only have to, if it's a new build, pay $16,000. If you bought a $620,000 house that's already constructed, you know, halfway down the street, you would have paid $32,000 in stamp duty. Now you'll only pay $24,000. So there's a lot of stamp duty relief there as well.
They didn't abolish it though, did they? I mean, it's nice they've done it. Yeah, thanks. Could have done more. Let me ask about Timeframe. So this is me thinking might be a good time to buy another investment property. So if I buy an investment property now and it doesn't title for another 2 years, but I've signed the contract, does that mean I am still allowed to get half the stamp duty costs? Is there a time limit on that?
Theoretically. Well, sorry, not theoretically. So it is for property contracts signed between that 24th of November and the 30th of June. As yet, nothing has been released about a settlement date. Doesn't at this stage say you have to settle by a certain date. And I'm not sure that it will, because they are trying to prop up the construction industry. And if you are buying off the plan, then you may not see title, as you say, for another 2 years.
And this
and
is the
therefore,
apartment. Sorry.
And so therefore, what's the point of, well, you can't stimulate the construction industry for the short term. It's got to be a long-term thing. So I think that it will carry through if you qualify now within that 6-month period. Well, sorry, it's really a 9-month period. I think that probably at the other end, you should be fine.
So they're doing this for the apartment market, aren't they? Because let's face it, man, the apartment market. Well, that's a good thing. Then that's a really nice thing that they've done. I think they could have done more, but I can't find Scott and have a word with them or Josh.
No, we've tried, but we can't.
Now, there's another scheme too, isn't there? And I'm a bit worried about this. I've got all my cynical views all over it, but kick it away, Melanie, because nobody brings it home like you do.
So this one I would definitely call a scheme in the terrible ideas branch of the government. And we've only heard a little
Go.
who was not working. I don't know. Hashtag I don't know. So this one we're only hearing rustlings. We don't have a lot of information on it at this stage. It's going to be some kind of home equity program. So basically what the government is saying is we're trying to get new homeowners into the market, particularly homeowners who are often 40, 50 plus in terms of their age, because they may not be able to get on their feet. And we're talking, they're aiming at it, pensioners, at people on disability pensions, the sort of low socioeconomic, high risk populations, to say, okay, go and buy that house. We are going to assist you financially. And in exchange for doing that, we are going to take a percentage of the property, go on title. So it may appear, and we don't have the figures yet, but for example, it might show that Joe Bloggs owns 80% of the property and the Victorian government owns 20% of the property. And it's almost like a more capitalist version of the Department of Housing lodgings. So enabling some people to go out of the private rental market into their own houses. But we don't know the figures or the timeframes or anything like that at this stage.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And the issue with it is, how do you legislate that? And if it's a fixed price, oh, look, I think this is nefarious. I'd love for you to read the legislation on that when it comes out. Did you see that? Did you see how I did that? I'd really love for you to read
that.
I think that might be a new builders bonus scheme next year. I think we're going to have a bit of fun with that little rubber ducky, because I can't see that you can get someone that wears a cardie and works for government. Sorry, if you wear a cardie and work for government, going through and actually vetting this with any warmth. Because if governments say that we own X amount of dollars in your home, there's no room for market fluctuations.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know how they oversee that. So when that comes out,
well, then it begs the question: are we going to see another increase in property prices because it's free money? So we might see increases because of builders bonus, coupled with further increases because of stamp duty, plus further increases because of home equity. Are we going to watch in the next sort of 6 to 9 months, a 30% increase in property prices?
Why don't they just give these people really fabulous low interest And if they're going to if they're giving away $15,000 to $25,000, then why don't they give these people based on their earnings a 30 grand or 35,000? You know, instead of taking a chunk of ownership over their homes, it just, I don't know. It feels clumsy, and it's going to be great fun. It's going to be great fun when that comes out. Oh my God, you must text me immediately when that legislation comes out and you've read it. Melanie Heffernan, you are my favourite person to interview. You have been all year. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Obviously, if you've got any questions for Melanie, you must come through to southeastlawyers.com.au. Is that right? Did I get that right?
Yes.
I'm a genius today. And if you've got any questions for any of our guests on Got Money, also please come back through to me to Got Money, or find me on my public property website, because that's my day job, and I'll point you in the right direction. Look, you're all getting ready for Christmas. Please stay safe. Please don't eat too much. If you do, I will be too, so at least you'll have good company. And we will reach out to you. Melanie will be on again with us next year as soon as this legislation comes out. My dear Carolyn, Lloyd is not coming over to see me right now, but I just want her to know that I'm thinking about her in South Australia. Thank you for all the work that you do. And we look forward to hanging out with you all again next week. It was a long tidy up at the end there, wasn't it? Long and windy.
Yeah.
I wonder how long we got. Now, listen, your show's up too, by the way. Your last show's up. You must share it.
I will. Let me write it on my notepad.
Our shows are good.
Yeah, that's because we're hilarious. Where's my post-it note with today's things?
We are so funny. The last one was 29 minutes.
There's bloody sprinkles all over my desk.
So there's been. Oh, this is you with your fake office. I don't like the fake office. I like it.
No,
I liked it better when there was a running machine behind it.
I don't run on the machine. Let's be clear.
Doesn't matter. I still like the running machine in the back. Okay, I'm sending you.
I'm so excited to be in the office. It's just like I've got my life back. I've got my lounge room back.
You got to get a hobby, girl.
I have a hobby. I'll show you. Hang on. Take my phone off airplane mode now, so that no fuckers ring me.
There's your YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
Texting it to you now. Show me your hobby.
I'm showing you my hobby. Hang on.
That's for
you. Okay, here's my hobby. Oh, I'll just text it to you, you idiot.
Oh, just text it. Just text it to me.
Dickhead. What a dickhead.
I have really enjoyed this year. Thank you so much. You've made it so bearable. And Home Builder's Bonus has just been, well, I need to send him a thank you card for creating that shit, because he's really made my year quite hilarious, and he doesn't realise he did it all for us.
So when are we starting God's gay versus God, or is it God versus gay?
I don't know. Maybe we could just toy with that a little bit. Do you think Jesus will allow us to interview him? It's going to be a big ask. I'll leave you to manage that one. I'm going for the devil. Him and I are on talking terms. Where did you email it?
I just sent it on your phone.
Immediate action on my eBay account.
Nah.
Is that bullshit, or is that, do I need to go? God, I've got a client call now.
Well, that'll be exciting.
I do a lot of them. I have a lot of conversations with clients, but nobody's buying right now because it's Chrissy.
People are buying, we're finding people are buying ridiculous things like the holiday homes, 1 million plus. In this market, I just had a client, they sold their Sorrento property, and after, it was nice, but it wasn't like luxurious at the top end. And they never had a mortgage on it because they're in business and they bought it and then they renovated it and They just walked away with 2.8 million in their pocket. I'm going to work my whole life and never see that kind of money.
You were going to make that money next year. You're going to manifest it. Tell you what we're going to do. Wait,
We're going
I've
to
got you.
manifest it.
We're going to
That worked
manifest
so
it.
well this year.
Oh my God. You're a cookie monster.
I was
Oh,
making gingerbread.
I love gingerbread cookie monsters. Fuck, I didn't
I'll have to
know that
bring
you
you
were
one.
a genius.
Who are you talking? But I did do this one.
No, I did know that you were a genius, but now I didn't realize you could go up in your estimates of me and with me, and you have. You are a cookie monster. Fuck, that is fantastic.
So, I don't know if you've seen all those memes that are like, this is how it started, this is how it's going. Have you seen these? It's like people pre-COVID, a picture, and then they show a picture like what's happening in COVID, and you see it with a lot of doctors and nurses because they look all fresh-faced from last year, and now they look like they're going to die. So I did one too.
I'm 38 weeks into lockdown. My God, look how youthful you are with your long hair.
Mm-hmm.
You do look very Mormon in that. You do. You could have pulled off Mormon quite nicely back then. Would have found a nice missionary for you to marry. So listen, we've got to plan this gay versus God thing. I think we should do it.
Okay, but who are we going to get?
We've got to start high. Let's go for the Pope.
How about we go for George Pell? Oh, look, you're speechless. That's never happened before.
I don't know if I'd be able to contain myself.
I'll tell you what, though, it'd be good for ratings.
Elizabeth Jackson got arrested today for leaping into George Pell's lap and strangling him. What a fucking
It'd be more
asshole.
like that mole.
That mole.
Punch that
I will have to
pedo.
kill him, and then you would have to go to court as my lawyer. So, or you can kill him, and I'll be the lawyer. Either way, you choose.
Let me think about that.
Ponder that.
That I can do. I'll save you a gingerbread.
Oh, you and gingerbread, far out, man. You're a legend.